However your child starts the school year, it can be stressful for families. So child and adolescent psychiatrist and American Heart Association volunteer Larry Mitnaul joins us live with ways to help kids adjust. It's so good to have you with us, Larry.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be with you.
Let's start by talking about why mental health is such an important part of back to school, especially this year.
Yes, I mean, it's really critical, actually. I think, after our kids have been home for nearly half the year, some of our children may not be both mentally and socially conditioned to be back in the full academic rigor of whatever it takes to be as successful as they could be in school. And so I think there's some really important ways for us to think about encouraging our kids' physical activity in support of their mental health and helping them to decrease their anxiety in this time of change and transition to help them best thrive in school.
And Dr. Mitnaul, what can parents do to help ease the stress related to transitioning kids back into the classroom, whichever way that they're going to school?
Sure. I think first, if parents can take a bit of calm for themselves and just kind of understanding that obviously this is going to be a process. And often our kids pick up on, our worry or some of our apprehension or anxiety as well. And so I think, if we can kind of model for them, both what to do when something is unknown or changing or unexpected kind of happening, and how to meet that with some joy, enthusiasm, anticipation as well, while also recognizing that sometimes change is really hard. And I think kids can see and understand both things. I think the other crucial ingredient will be being able to talk to kids about what it is that they know and what they might be expecting for the year, maybe helping them to script what some of their good social responses are going to be when they're reconnecting with some of their peers at school. So they might have different and unique hand greetings for one another, right, that also allow them to maintain reasonable space and also to be safe and enjoy some of that peer interaction. The other is, I think there's a resetting some of our daily kind of schedules and routines that can be helpful. And I think here, the American Heart Association has had some really great helpful techniques for having parents to remember, nutrition and physical activity and limiting screen time to help get our kids reconditioned for doing the best that they can in whatever school environment they find themselves in this fall.
Yeah. So what are some of those recommendations from the American Heart Association, specifically, physical and mental health for kids? What are they saying about this?
So good. So we want kids eating as healthy as we can, and that means not our kids are always going to find the sweets and the sugary things too, but eating kind of those heart healthy things that we know to be helpful for kids and promoting their brain development. I mean, we want our kids also engaged in good moderate to vigorous cardiovascular activity is sometimes the way that we describe it. So getting out and being active, and actually I don't care what form that comes in. So that could be riding a bike, skateboarding, climbing a tree, as safely as you can get it, but having that be a part of their daily routine. I mean, because not only have kids missed out on some of the PE and scheduled things, but some of the extracurricular activities and sports that they've been a part of. And so there are even more really great suggestions for families about how to maintain that activity too. And so I've been referring a lot of parents to heart.org/kids, where there are a lot of resources too for even more kind of particulars by age too, because obviously across the age spectrum it's different. Having your teen get engaged and get involved and be active and eat well is actually a little bit different than some of the ingredients that you might include for even younger kids.
Some very important information, very helpful recommendations as kids get ready to head back to school, whichever way it is this school year. Dr. Mitnaul, thanks so much for being with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me. It really is a pleasure.